sometimes people come up into counseling and they'll say, I got all these problems, and they tell me about their issues, and my first thought is, why are you sabotaging your own goals? Self-sabotage. This is a real problem. How do you view that, and how do you help somebody deal with that?
Taking an inventory of all of your issues and all of your weaknesses is the direct opposite of most counseling approaches. Let's gather up all that's wrong and look at that, maybe highlight it, circle it a little bit. What's going right? What's in your favor? How do you stack that in your favor? I said favor twice. There's a lot to be said for finding out if you're causing the problems to happen because you're throwing all of these other aspects into something that may not be the question.
Yeah, I think it's what are you focusing on a lot of times. If you're down in a hole, a 20-foot hole, and you're hungry, you're thirsty, and you're cold, and I drop a 20-foot wooden ladder down the hole, and you chop it up and make firewood and start a fire because you're cold, but yet you complain that you don't have a way out of your hole. That's what I see a lot of people doing, symbolically, obviously. But this is the idea, is you focus on something else, and you completely sabotage your own goals, which is to get out of the hole. If the ladder's there, but you use it for something else. Now, why would people do that, Kevin? Why do people keep making the mistake of finding themselves in the same hole over and over again?
Oh, well, we could go with the psychological term of masochism. I deserve to be punished, and so when I am punished, then everything's happening as it is, so I'm going to create scenarios in which I receive my punishment. We don't actually lock people in holes. That's not something that we do here. That's a different practice. But what we do help people to do is to establish ways to get out of the holes that they're in. You have a list of strengths. You have a list of attributes that could help you in your growing. But if all you see is your problem, that's all you're going to react with. But if I were to look at the fact I've got a fantastic support system, or maybe I've overcome this struggle, and if I look at what I did to overcome that, maybe I can dig myself out of these situations, it might help us to start looking for the benefits and the strengths and the pluses that are there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. In Orwell's book, 1984, he talks about the memory hole, where you throw something in the memory hole and you never can retrieve it again. I think that's what a lot of people do with their successes, or things that go well in their life. They're going through something tough and they can't even remember that, you just got through this last thing just last week, and then 2 weeks ago you got through that, and this very same issue you've gotten through 50 other times in your life. And we just tend to forget about those things and just live in the moment of our misery and the hole that we find ourselves in. So a lot of times it's remembering the successes of your past and building on those.
We are all one of two things. Life is going to do stuff to you. You are either a victim of what's happened to you, or you're a survivor of what happened to you. If you're a victim, well, that's a pretty defeated place. This happened to me and there's nothing I can do about it. Now I'm the result of the trauma or tragedy that's there. But if I'm a survivor, I got through it. I got stronger, I got smarter, and this is where I'm going. You get to choose who you're going to be in that process.
Yes, and if you need help finding that and you find yourself in that same hole all the time, well, Kevin's a counselor, I'm a counselor. We'd love to help you get out of that hole.